We see the moon as a thin sliver, then a full disk, and then a sliver again before it disappears into the sky. These phases come from the alignment of the moon and the sun and the perspective in which we see it from Earth. The moon is illuminated because it reflects the sun's light. The illuminated portion of the moon is facing the sun. The moon is seen from different positions all around the world. The southern hemisphere sees the moon upside down from the northern hemisphere's viewpoint. The southern hemisphere sees it from left to right, while the northern hemisphere sees it grow from right to left. The phases go in order from a crescent to halfway lit to a gibbous and then a fully lit moon. After that, it begins to decrease in size. Waxing is when the lit part of the moon enlarges. Waning is when the sunlit part of the moon shrinks. The moon's orbit around Earth is tilted 5 degrees, so any shadows caused by the Earth or the moon completely miss each other. Shadows have nothing to do with how the moon looks in the sky. During a lunar eclipse, the moon is still visible in the night sky, even though it is in Earth's shadow. Earth blocks all the direct sunlight from the moon's surface, but some rays find their way onto the moon, and parts of the sunlight spectrum are blocked or filtered out during this process, red being the remaining frequency. This forms the usual color of a totally eclipsed moon. However, depending on the amount of dust and cloud in Earth's atmosphere, the color can change to yellow, orange, or brown. A total lunar eclipse can be observed at night during a full moon when sun, earth, and moon form a straight line, and the observer is located on the night side of Earth. Tides are created because the Earth and moon are attracted to each other just like magnets. The moon tries to pull at anything on Earth to bring it closer, but the Earth is able to hold on to everything except for its water. Since the water is always moving, the Earth cannot hold on to it as well, and each day there are 2 high tides and 2 low tides. The ocean is constantly moving from a high tide to a low tide, and there's about 12 hours and 25 minutes between the 2 tides. While the moon is pulling out the water, Earth is rotating on its axis. Tides are the periodic rise and falling of large bodies of water. Winds and currents move the surface water, causing waves. The gravitational attraction of the moon causes the oceans to rise towards the moon. And as the moon travels around Earth, and as they together travel on the sun, the combined gravitational forces of the sun and moon cause the world's oceans to rise and fall. Another bulge occurs on the opposite side since Earth is also being pulled towards the moon and away from the water on the far side. Since the Earth is rotating on its axis while this is happening, 2 tides occur each day. When the sun and moon are aligned, there are exceptionally strong gravitational forces called spring tides. And when the sun and moon are not aligned or in a right angle, the tides are not as dramatically high and low. Spring tides happen when the moon is full or new, and neap tides happen when the moon is in its quarter phases. The moon affects us every day throughout the year and all of our lives. It changes, rotates, and revolves, so we never see its dark side. It may be caught in the Earth's gravitational pull, but it also has a power of its own and pulls on Earth's oceans.